Okay, are you guys ready to get your filthy, dirty cage cleaned? Everyone will see how much you truly hate me. I know. I know, we're angry. Well, I guess first let's mask up and let's glove up. I always forget to wear my mask. And I end up making myself sick with your dirty, nasty dust. Doing a little bit of cage cleaning today, our weekly cage clean. We tried some new foods and it looks like we had a little bit of diarrhea. So that really sucks, but that's okay. We just won't eat that food again. I'll just put that down here for now. All this stuff that needs cleaned separately in the house, sanitized. This is only my 4th time going live, and my first time doing it with cage cleaning. So we'll see how it works out with this little chest mount. We got our water thing. I have everybody on auto feeder, so it makes sense for me. I'm gonna scrape the poop off of this brick. They love their brick. I don't know if you can hear him growling at me. They just laid eggs last night, so they're really gonna be territorial with me, and they're not gonna appreciate me being in their cage. But that's why the door is wide open. You can just leave if you would like, mister, instead of yelling at me. Should probably take this inside and sanitize this as well. We tried some new foods and we had a little bit of diarrhea from that. Alright, bud, you gotta get up. Actually, before I do that, let me see if our trash can is overfull. It might be. Yeah, change the bag. Whenever you're working with birds, you always have to use a mask, because I don't know if you can see all this dust flying around. That'll get into your lungs, and that's no good. Their dried poop also produces dust, which is basically just straight ammonia into your lungs, so you don't really want to do that. But this is Pringle. He's my big boy. These are rescue birds. I got them from, I forget the name of the place, but they were shipped to me from Illinois, which is where I'm from. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's Pringle. This is Triscuit. She just laid that egg last night, so they're going to be pretty upset with me about cleaning their cage. They usually get pretty territorial after they lay eggs. So you might get to see them bite me and beat me with their wings. The nice thing about pigeons is that it doesn't hurt at all. That's how they're different from parrots. If a pet parrot gets aggressive, it can be a real big problem. They can take your finger. These guys, not so much, though. He's yelling at me and doing his little dance. Oh my gosh, somebody is sending me gifts. Thank you so much. Lit it up. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is only my 4th time going live. And I'm kind of a new creator on TikTok, so I really, really appreciate that. My goodness. Thank you so much. After the live, whoever follows me, I will follow you back. I post animals every single day. The birds are not my only pet. I have 2 inside kitties and 3 stray cats that I care for in the neighborhood. And I've been doing cats that I care for in the neighborhood. And I've been doing live videos of the feeding routine of those guys every day. I also have a little dog, my Chihuahua Rico, and he is getting some at-home therapies like hydrotherapy, laser therapy, massage, and physical therapy. I've been posting those things as well. We are doing all of that under vet supervision. This is just a 50-50 water vinegar mixture. It's the best thing to use to sanitize. I'm not going to get too in-depth on the live, but like I said, we tried some new treats and it kind of gave them diarrhea, so my cage is a little bit more messy than it normally would be. I got this little setup and I love it. Got my mask and gloves and little paper towel holder. Makes everything super convenient. Sorry, I can't pay super attention to the chat. But if you have any questions or want to tell me about your pets, just send the comment multiple times and I'm sure I'll catch it eventually. Friendship necklace? What's that? Oh, are you sending me gifts still? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I really never expect anything to come out of the lives. I'm just kind of doing it because I have to do this anyway, so I might as well share for anybody who's interested. I know something like this when I was researching pets would have been super helpful to me to see kind of a real life situation. Like, I mean, it's getting warmer out, so everything is a little bit more messy than it usually is because we are blowing all of our feathers. That is a few days worth of feathers, just a couple of days. So, I mean, it's not neglect, it's just normal living with birds. You raise rescue pigeons and chickens. Yeah, these guys are rescues too. Pringle here is a king pigeon. I'm sure that you know, I don't need to tell you this stuff. But he's a king pigeon, so he's part of the squab meat. But he's a king pigeon, so he's part of the squab meat trade and was rescued from that, supposedly. And Triscuit here is a street pigeon from the streets of Chicago, which is where I'm actually from. So I thought that was kind of cool that I got to have a bird from the city that I was from. I'm not going to mess with her because she has an egg. We might see her when I go to scoop the bottom of this. But her wing and leg on, I think this side that's facing us, yeah, that side of her body is nerve damaged. They think that she might have run into a window, or we don't know exactly what happened to her, but that is a permanent injury. She can still fly though, so good for her. She can still fly. She's just not super good at it. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be either if I was lopsided. I have these puppy pads, but once I run out, I'm going to go back to using these rolls of paper. Okay. Everything else I'm going to take inside to wash in the sink. We don't need this heat lamp anymore. Let's get that off. Sorry, I'm not super good at filming this type of stuff yet. I just have this little neck mount thing. Yes, puppy pads are my best friend. I actually just got like a puppy pad holder for my actual dog inside. Since, you know, he's just older and he's having a harder time holding his potty for the whole day while I'm at work, so. But if I just put the straight pad down, then the cats crinkle it up and it doesn't do any good when it's all balled up. So I got a holder and I got some reusable ones. These bricks are kind of too heavily soiled to clean out here. I'll wash them in the sink. I recently made the switch from all paper beddings to this sand, and I love it. It used to take me an hour plus to clean the cage, like just a basic clean, not even a deep clean. But this takes me 20 minutes. I'm sure it'll take me a little bit longer because I'm also filming and I'm just not used to it. But yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. Do you use sand in your chicken coops or do you use something different? been trying to get these guys to stop laying so many eggs. So if you have any tips or tricks for that, I already only give them, I think, 7 hours of light every day. And I don't want to totally take away the natural nest building behavior, but I have started to limit the amount of nest building material that I give them. Yeah, see, she's going to be upset with me. See her? Yeah. I'm sorry, honey, but you have poop around you. You know I'm not going to let you hatch that egg anyway. I have a little pack of dummy eggs. For a while they weren't not tricking her, but I found out if I wait until Pringle sits on the egg, he's much easier to trick. So I take those dummy eggs and I put them under my boobs to get them warm and then give them to him. And I think that the warm eggs make a big difference. Because, yeah, they weren't tricking her, and then she was laying, 2 eggs, like, every 2 weeks. Oh, they just do that? Okay, good. So I don't want to be a bad pigeon parent. These are my first birds ever. I've had these guys for about a year. And, yeah, I've never had birds before. So I did a lot of research, but some things you just have to learn through doing. You can only learn so much, and there's nuance with everything, and every bird is an individual, of course. I have lots of experience with animals, just not birds specifically. I know, you're so angry at me. We used to have a really good bond, but we got some cats, and I think that just really stressed them out, and now they're not as open to bonding with me anymore, which sucks, but I just try my best to respect their space. I just come by and give them treats and hope that maybe we can get back to where we were before the cats. Sorry if you can't see much. I just need to actually get this done as well as film it. I don't want it to slow me down too much because it's not the only thing that I have to do today. I know, sweetie. I know, you're so mad at me. I keep this little plate under their water so that not all the sand gets nasty and wet. I try and kind of aerate it so that we don't get patches of nasty under the sand. 25 to 30 days. Yep. Yeah, that's about as long. I keep a journal in my notes app of all of my animals, but that's one of the things that I record is when they lay the eggs and when they stop sitting on them. But yeah, as soon as they stop sitting on them, then they lay more. So I don't know if they're constantly supposed to be sitting on eggs, if that's bad for her, especially if it's stressful. I don't really know, but I try and reduce it with all of the tips and tricks, like limiting the amount of light that they get a day and stuff. I have everything on autopilot. I have little automatic timers on the lights and stuff, and that thing with the red or whatever is a temperature regulator. So on one side I plug in their air conditioner, and on the other side I plug in their heating element. So they should switch out a lot. She lays too often. Calcium supplements. Okay. Yeah, we are on calcium, so that's good. Yeah, they do switch out a lot. Honestly, I see him sitting on the eggs more than her, but okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong, or if I should be doing more. I just want all my pets to have the best life possible. I know that the cage isn't 100% clean, but like I said, we're just kind of doing a basic clean, not a deep clean here. Just making sure that our food and water is sanitary. Would you like a peanut, sir? Here. I know, you're angry. You're always angry at me. Here, more peanuts? Those are for you. The dad also feeds more. Yeah. He's a great guy. He doesn't like me that much, but he loves his wife very much. There he goes. The only thing he probably likes more than Triscuit is peanuts. Speaking of that, here, we'll fill the treat thingy before we go in. I don't know if I'll stay on live to like wash all of their stuff because that's kind of boring, and that might be loud and annoying, like the sink running and all of that. I mean, I guess I could stay, and if you guys don't want to see that, then you can just go to a different live and come back, or not. Whatever you want to do. There's our little enrichment feeder. Do you like your enrichment feeder? Yes. I try and every week move it to a new spot in the cage and try and make it more challenging. Got a little vegetable soup mix. I actually got this for Christmas and it's for ramen, but I was looking at the ingredients and it's literally all just the same vegetables that I feed them fresh. So I was like, well, shit. Because I tried it for my ramen and I didn't like it that much. So, pretty much all the same as their fresh food. It's just freeze-dried. I know it's kind of a lot, but I only fill it once a week, so. I try and mostly fill it with the vegetables so that they're not getting too many like fatty treats. But when I first got them, we actually had a bit of a parasite issue with them. And they were pretty, oopsie, he's smacking me now. You getting mad at me? I didn't do nothing to you. Here. Chill out. I know that you don't like these as much as peanuts, but yeah, I keep a really good eye on their weight now, and because of all the parasite issues that they were having and the lack of good avian care that I was able to find in my area, I taught myself how to run fecal flotation tests. Here, baby, take from over there. I don't want you to beat me up while I'm trying to fill this up. Yeah. I know. You're so angry and big and intimidating. But yeah, I taught myself how to run those and those tests at home. And now it's part of our monthly thing. Like, everybody gets flea meds once a month. The dog gets a bath once a month. And heartworm prevention and all of that. So now we do parasite screening on the birds. And since I feel like what the hell are these birds? Pigeons. Pigeons are in this weird kind of in between where they're livestock and pets. So there's actually lots of effective medications that you can get over the counter that ended up being much more effective than what I was getting from the vet. I went through 3 rounds of treatment with these guys for parasites, and with absolutely no progress. And they're losing weight the whole time. I'm working my ass off because I'm sanitizing and bleaching. I moved them from this cage into my bathtub so that I could create like a sterile environment where I could easily hose down and bleach it every freaking day. And I did that for months with no progress. And the whole time, like I said, they're just losing weight and deteriorating. So I just took it into my own hands, started testing at home and using tried and true over-the-counter methods that I learned from pigeon groups and just, Googling and researching on my own and just doing my best. But we were finally able to get rid of it after like 6 months. And now we're finally at a good weight and we're healthy and happy and parasite free. But God, it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And I was so upset that I was spending so much money at the vet and they didn't give me any support. It was kind of ridiculous. Oh, here he goes with his enrichment wheel. I know it's kind of hard for him to get to it, but that's the point, isn't it? Yeah, maybe one of these days, oh, I'll throw some treats down to you, Triscuit. One of these days, maybe I'll do a live with the parasite tests, so you can all see how to do that. I think it's interesting and cool. I did keep some photos, because my microscope does have a phone mount on it. I kept some photos of my findings for later analysis. And I do work where I have access to veterinary expertise. So I would just show it to my coworkers and be like, what does this look like? Does this look like this to you? Like, do you agree with my findings, basically? I'm not trying to steal your egg. You just had a lot of poop underneath you for some reason. Why are you hoarding poop? Okay. I just wanted the poop. You're fine. Yeah, what was really frustrating when I was going through that is when I was looking at the samples myself, I saw roundworm. But when I went to the vet, they said coccidia. And it turns out they had both, but we were not treating for roundworm at all. And they never even told me that they had roundworm. So I was like, what the hell? You know? And I'm not an expert. I'm self-taught with the microscope. So the whole time I thought that I was still looking at coccidia when I was actually looking at roundworm. So I'm treating for coccidia and not the roundworm. You know, so they just had roundworm the whole freaking time. And also the whole time the vet is testing and charging me for tests and everything and not telling me anything about the roundworm. And if you know anything about parasitology, you would know that roundworm is much easier to spot than coccidia, because coccidia is more of a bacteria and roundworm is a worm. In the test, you're only seeing the eggs, but still, they're much larger than coccidia. Actually, I don't know if coccidia is bacteria. Is it? One of you might know better. But either way, coccidia is much smaller and much harder to spot than roundworm is. So there's no reason that they should have missed that, charging me hundreds of dollars to run these tests, and it seems like they're not even looking at them. Sorry, I don't mean to shit on the veterinary field. I've been in the veterinary field. But it's just frustrating as a customer when you spend so much money and you love your animals and you want the best for them, and they fail you sometimes. We'll save that. Dump this. I like to dump this out to my neighborhood birds. I hate wasting so much food, but it's contaminated with poop, so I don't want to give it back to my birds. The outdoor birds will eat it up before it rots. It's also part of the reason why we do regular parasite screening, because if they have parasites, I don't want to contaminate my local community of wild birds. All right, that's fine. I guess I'll just go ahead and refill this first. Oh, never mind. Let's not open that with the big door open. This is what the rescue recommended I buy. Zoomed Avian multivitamin. I could probably take my mask off now. Whew, I can't breathe in that thing. Thank you all for joining the live. I'm always surprised how many people join.
because I'm not that big on TikTok, and I'm really not experienced with the lives. So I'm always surprised and happy to see people come to the live. Sorry, I'm kind of out of breath because of the mask. But yeah, these are just little chick feeders that I got for them, and they last like almost a week. I usually just need to refill the water sometime in the middle of the week, but the food will last all week. So I don't need to feed them every day. Super convenient for me. I just give them fresh food every other day, because if I give it to them every day, then they don't eat all of it and it just gets moldy and wasted and nasty. So just do every other day. That's not all the way full, but that's fine. I'll come back to it later. I check them every day, of course, to make sure that we have enough food and water and we're getting love and treats and all of that. But it's nice to not have to do chores for them every single day. Because like I said, they're not the only aminals in this house. Here, do you want to show the people how you bite me? Yeah. You mads? I saw we. I am the bringer of peanuts, and yet you still hate me. I love you, though. You're so pretty. You're my pretty boy. Weekly millet. I also try and put this somewhere kind of difficult to reach for enrichment purposes. I stuck it in here last week, so where can we put it this week? Guess I could take it easy on him this week. I'll just jam it right in there. Perfect. It's so cute. He'll eat some of it, and then he'll bring the rest of it to his wife and lets her have the rest. It's really cute. You look so crazy right now because you're blowing all your feathers. Look, he has like no feathers around his beak. Yeah, you're still pretty. We know. No matter how many feathers you blow, you're such a good boy. What are you doing, Pringle? He said, shut the door so that I can have my feeder back. All right. He just wants his little treat wheel. You're so stinking cute. Okay. Oh, I meant to grab the broom while the thing was open. Well, damn it. Wanted to see how long we've been on. Oh, I got a new follower from this. Thank you for the follow. I'll make sure I follow you back. Anyone who follows me, I will follow them back after the live. We only have 2 minutes to meet the 30 minutes, so I think instead of boring you through the whole entire process of cleaning, we can just, for these next 2 minutes, hang out with Pringle, and maybe I can get him to step up. But since we just laid an egg yesterday, we might be a little bit cranky. We might not want to do that, which is fine. We'll just get some treats then. You want to come over here, bub? I actually need to refill their treat jar. It's about empty now. He probably won't do anything for me because he knows that I don't have anything really. Are you just going to bitch at me? Oh, Angie boy. I know. Okay. We just came to stare at you. You're so pretty, and I want to pet you, and I want to get that little piece of poo off of your wing. Say, but we just laid eggs last night, and we're angries. Yes, I could tell you more about their little automatic system. I love it. I've kind of been slowly building like a smart home. And their stuff was one of the first things that I automated. But we got the UV light, which that turns on first because it's more dim. And then we have our regular, daytime light. And they are separately controlled by these little thingies. I don't know what you would call them. Auto timers or something. And this one turns on 30 minutes beforehand. And to like kind of wake them up since it's more dim before the regular light turns on. And then the regular light turns off 30 minutes before this one turns off. Because they're getting, this one is their UV light. I might be lying actually, because I think that they only need a couple hours of UV. I don't know. I set it up correctly when I first set it up, and then I never looked at it again. But it's all set up how it should be. And this isn't really automation, but I love this little setup right here. It makes everything so nice to just have it all right here. And our little vinegar water mixture lives there. And we got our vegetable treat, peanut treat, safflower treat. Pringle likes the peanuts, and then Triscuit likes the safflower. So I have both always available. And then these are all the same like fresh vegetables that I feed them, but they're just dried so that I can put them in their little enrichment wheel. And then this is, I think it's craft paper, but the holder is a butcher paper holder thing. And right now I'm using puppy pads, but once I run out, I'm going to stop buying these and I'm going to go back to the paper. This is a Critter Nation cage, and I used to have multiple levels on it, but I felt like, you know, they needed a more bird-friendly enclosure. So I recently overhauled it, and I did film that too. But I just posted it as like short TikToks, you know. But if you wanted to see how the before and after of that, it is on my page. Kind of forget where I was going with that. I'm just kind of blabbing to fill up these last 2 minutes. But I really appreciate everybody who has stuck around. I don't want to, well, I guess I could anyway. I didn't want to have you guys sit through me just like washing this stuff that I need to wash from their cage. But I guess I can. But if you want to leave, I won't be insulted. But I'm probably not going to talk through it because you're not going to be able to hear me over the sink. This brush is just for animals. And then this is for my dishes. And then this is for my dishes. I don't really know what co-hosting means, so that's why I declined it. Wow, I'm surprised that you guys stuck around. Thank you. I thought this might be too loud and boring of an activity for anyone to want to stay. This neck thing really doesn't fit me super well. This is our little grit cup. Got to get that organic ACV with the mother. Some probiotic action. Ew. That's what they mean when they say with the mother. I only do like half a pipette. I don't really know if that's enough to make a difference, but it's probably better than nothing, right? I find apple cider vinegar also slows the bacteria growth in the water itself, and I don't get a biofilm in my animals' water bowls. So even if they're not getting the probiotic benefit, it's definitely keeping the water more sanitary for them for longer. Because I also have a fountain for my mammals, and same thing. Just a couple of drops of apple cider vinegar in there keeps the biofilm away. Hi. No one's really in here, but hi, sweetie. Stop it. All right, now those dry. Whoops. Well, good enough. I'm gonna go get the broom from outside. Oh, it's probably just for my shoes, babe. I was cleaning out here, and then it rained, so made no difference. Check it. I got Amazon packages. Oops. Spilled some water. This is hard with this thing around my neck. I'll have to find a better way to do this. It took me forever to realize that you're supposed to hang these, and that's why mine were so freaking disgusting all the time. That's why I do these. Like, not only am I lazy, but the water doesn't get freaking nasty, and same thing with the food. I feel like my birds, they like to dig through and get whatever is their favorite bits out of the food, and then they just poop in the rest of it. Because I used to feed them out of just this. But now I just kind of use this as a catch. And if they haven't pooped in it, I will pour it right back into their freaking auto feeder. Stop it. Mean boy. Little grit cup. Gotta get our grit. Pigeon grit. Oh, sorry, I'm getting quiet because this is kind of a lot of work and I'm getting tired now. Good thing I have Monster Energy, not sponsored. It doesn't actually help. Tastes good though, I guess. I can trick myself into thinking it helps. But it's just a placebo. All right, broom. Let's get all these feathers up. or at least the majority of them. God, you would think one of the stray cats got in here and killed one or something. Good enough for me, I guess. Getting tired, like I said. Taking too long. But the animals are taken care of, so, I mean, having some feathers floating around is not a big deal. I can always do this part tomorrow. Because really what I need to do is, like, pull the cage out. And I'm just not prepared to do that right now. I'm being lazy. But the most important part is done. We have clean food, clean water, clean cage. I ran this over with my car. I need to get a new one. It's just one of those things I always forget to replace. Ugh, this is wet, so that's just going to be nasty for a little bit. Well, goodbye, baby burbs. I will clean your bricks and bring them back to you ASAP. But otherwise, I think I'm going to go take a break and have a cigarette. And we can chit-chat if you want, but if everybody leaves, then I'll just get off live. The stray kitty cats might be out there, though, so we might get a treat and get to see the strays. Maybe not, though. We'll see. That's the nature of stray cats. Did you hear me being goofy like Monster Energy? Oh. Got some feathers on the floor. Yeah. Not for long, though. My phone is at 17%. I notice if I'm live or if I'm in a live, it eats the crap out of my battery, but even if I plug into a charger, it can't keep up. It'll just keep draining. So I'll have to get off in a little bit. There's still 3 people in here, though, who apparently want to go on a smoke break with me, so. Oh, we probably won't see the stray kitties out there because one of them is already in my house. So.
She's been in here all day.
Yeah, she has. I forgot.
You got a package.
Thank you. It's probably part of my wedding outfit.
Oh yeah, you're super.
Or is it the spray things?
It might be the spray things. What is this?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
I told you that I'm having a smoke. But yeah, we won't see the stray kitties. So I guess I could just blab and blab and blab until my phone dies, because it's going to in a couple of minutes. But we hit our 30 minutes for the day, so that's great. Since I can pay attention to the live now, does anyone have any questions or comments or anything about the birds or my cleaning methods, tips and tricks? Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not an expert on birds, so I'm down for advice on any of that. Ooh, as ambiance, I can have you guys look at this tree. It's so pretty, and it's starting to bloom. I'm not going to co-host with anybody today, especially just right now, since I kind of don't know what that means. This is only my 4th time going live, and I'm a pretty new creator to TikTok in general, so I'm nervous to do things like that, so I just don't want to at this time. But try me again when I'm a little bit more experienced, and maybe I'll be down to do it. Is anybody planting this year? I'm going to try and go with more native plants this year, since so far I've been gardening for about 6 years and I haven't yielded anything. So I do not have a green thumb, and I'm hoping if I go native that my plants will survive, and maybe I'll be able to actually produce some fruit. And I think it's interesting to produce some things that you can't buy in stores. Like over here, I have that little stick is a pawpaw, which is native to my area. And this little stick is a pecan that is native to my area, or a pecan, however you want to say it. I don't really care how people say it. I usually try to avoid saying it if I can. But in this bed, I was going to do sunchokes, which my friend was so kind as to give me some. And they're kind of like a native potato. And they're also a flower, so yay pollinators. Not something that you can buy in a store. Obviously, you can buy a pecan in the store. But my job gives them away for free on Earth Day. They give you like little saplings or whatever. I had an Eastern redbud from there last year, but it died because I tried to bonsai it and I didn't know what I was doing. So I killed it. What else was I going to do in there? Oh, passion flower. Not all passion flower is native to Ohio, but we do have a species of passion flower that is fruit producing that is native to Ohio. So I already accidentally bought 2 packets of non-native seeds. I'm going to plant them anyway, but I do want to get the native one as well. And these other things, they're called prickly or spiky cucumbers. I'm not exactly sure, but they're not edible fruit, but again, they're native, and they produce a loofah-like fruit. So instead of like a big giant loofah, it's like a tiny mini one. And I figured I would use it for like yucky stuff, like scrubbing my cat litter box and things like that, because then I can throw it away without feeling bad about it, like, because it's biodegradable, you know. Or having to hang on to some yucky brush with poopy on it. I mean, I do already have a yucky brush with poopy on it from the birds, but I don't like to like cross-species contaminate, especially with birds, since I'm not like an expert on birds. I've heard that cat saliva can be bad for birds, or I might even be thinking about reptiles. I'm not 100% sure. So I don't like to cross-contaminate predator and prey, especially, because they just have different bacteria in their poopies. So I don't want to use the same brush. But yeah, I guess I could keep blabbing. Thank you to the 3 of you who have just stuck in here. I'm sorry, I'm really not that entertaining. I really don't like the camera on my face. So once the animals are done doing something entertaining, I don't really have anything for us to look at. So I'm sorry about that. I don't like my stupid face. All you get is my profile picture. Especially because most of the time when I'm doing this stuff, I'm hanging out in my pajamas. This shirt is 6 sizes too big for me, and I got my hair up and I'm sweaty. So, you know. But yeah, I'm really excited to garden this year. I did get some strawberries too. Not native, but I figured we'll eat them probably. And I have a blueberry bush growing. I don't know if you could see it, that little stick right there. There's a blueberry bush right there. It didn't produce last year though, and the year before is when I bought it, and it produced 4 little blueberries that rotted on the vine before they ripened. So I don't have my hopes high, but if it wants to survive, because I did not overwinter it, and it's growing back, so I'll give it a chance, I guess. I've been trying to work on the patio and get it looking nicer. Like, I just got this new set. This new patio set is brand new. And my old set, the stray cats were pissing on the cushions. So I got this little weatherproof box so they can't piss on my cushions, and I put them in there when I'm not using them. I accidentally left that one out and got it wet though, so last time I got a restriction for showing my cigarette. If that happens again, I'm just going to log off. But I left that one out, so I'm trying to let it dry before I put it back in the box. But they still lay on these cushions, and I want to get them like some kind of little outdoor bed or something so that they can hang out. They do have a shelter around the corner, but they really prefer to just like be on my porch. They just kind of live on my porch now. If anyone knows what kind of tree this is, let me know, because I have no freaking idea. But it's really pretty this time of year when it starts blooming. It'd be cool if it was native. Maybe some of those non-native passion flowers I'll plant around the base of it so it can climb the tree. Because, I mean, being non-native, they're not going to spread. They're going to be fine. Because they're not cold hardy at all. And Ohio is a super cold state in the winter, so they're not going to spread or anything. And, I mean, non-native plants are not as beneficial to pollinators, but I'm sure that they have some benefit. And they will still produce fruit that you can't buy in a grocery store, so it's still kind of cool. Some benefit. And they will still produce fruit that you can't buy in a grocery store, so it's still kind of cool. My mic, I don't know what just happened. Okay. That was weird. But yeah, thanks you guys for sticking around, even though I'm not doing anything fun. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything, I am happy to answer. I can chit-chat about birds all day. And, I mean, some plants. I'm really not a plant, expert, obviously, since I can't keep anything alive, but I do my best. I have this pretty little blue outdoor rug that I wanted to put out, but I just didn't get around to it this weekend. And now it's kind of rainy and gross, and I don't want to do it. It's Sunday. We'll just relax today. The indoor animals get fed in about an hour, and after that I might go live again to do another feeding routine video. There is a highlight of that on my page if you want to see what that's all about. I have also been recycling my content from TikTok and putting it on YouTube, and my YouTube is the same name, Blair_Malice. So if you want to rewatch the entire live for some reason, that will be on my YouTube shortly after I log off. I also recycle some of my TikToks onto YouTube Short as well. Double dip in my content. Maybe one of these days I'll do a smart home tour, because I worked really hard on all that stuff and I think it's super interesting and awesome and I love it. Hi, Sue. I'm about to get off soon. We're not really doing anything interesting. We did clean the bird cage, but now we're just taking a break, sitting on the patio. Looking at the tree blooming. Talking about plants and animals. Really, I'm just talking about plants and animals. I used to have nice bird feeders, but with the strays around, I feel like it's unfair to bait the birds basically into coming over here into a trap. But the last 2 years in this tree, there's been hummingbirds that nest and breed in this tree, and I usually leave a feeder out. So I've been trying to think of a way that I can still feed them but keep them safe. Or maybe I shouldn't, because then they'll be in this tree. And I don't want the cats to get them in the tree. I don't know. The ultimate goal is to make those cats my pets. But my little house is just too small for 4 cats. But it would be nice if if we ever moved, if I could take them with us and have them be indoor pets after that. I would even build them a catio. I love those cats. I can't believe that somebody dumped them in the woods. Okay, break is over. I'm gonna head out. Thank you to everybody who stuck around. Oh, TikTok is like loading or something. It's probably giving me a warning about something. I don't know. But my phone's gonna die. I have to go. Detected inactivity. Oh. Well, I was about to get off anyway, so. Unable to verify. Unstable connection. Well, I guess good thing I was getting off anyway. Oh my god, the puzzle, it gave me a chihuahua. How fitting. Alright, now I can leave. Thanks, guys.